Hello, class. I'd like to introduce you to the Principles of Management course that we're going to have this year. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about, first of all, myself, and we'll just give you a quick introduction. I have a good video here that just goes through, um, how I got started, what my philosophies of teaching are, and those sort of things. So it's a quick little introduction video that you can look at right here. Um, so when you're done with that, I want you to go ahead and hop into uh, take a look at the Western Transfer Hub. So this is an area where you can use this to figure out if you want to go on to a different school, like what schools accept your credits and stuff like that. There's some really good information here to be had, and it'll really help you if you're someone that is interested in moving on and going on and seeking your four-year degree. I also have a little video in here about how to attach an assignment in Blackboard. Really, the key thing with me is that you don't just send me 7 JPEGs of your assignment, right? If there's a template, you download the template, you fill out the template using your computer, and it should be typed out, and then you save it as a Word document or a PDF. I will not accept anything beyond that. And actually, our system will not accept a lot of that stuff. So it's important to be aware of that. Okay, we're going to hop into the syllabus here real quick. And with our syllabus, you'll get our schedule and just how to go about doing things. Everything is tentative when it comes to the syllabus and the schedule. Things can change, but we'll try our best to use that as we're going along here. Also, the best way to get in touch with me is via email. You can reach me at meterb@westerntc.edu, and I'll get back to you during the week as fast as I can. On the weekends, it might be a little slower, but make sure you read through the Principles of Management syllabus and ask me any questions if you have them. Okay, give me a sec while I hop out of there. There's some good stuff in the student resources here. You can learn about our our learning commons, for example, and academic help and just other supportive services. We're here to help you get through our classes and get yourself a degree. So anything we can do to help, let us know. And a lot of those things are found right there. Okay, so week one, I have everything laid out for you as best I can. We have a summary of assignments here. And this is just what the first week will look like. I have guiding questions along with what are the learning materials, and just kind of work yourself and progress from top to bottom for each week. There are a couple assignments and discussion board. So, all right. I also have this folder called Required Materials for Reading and watching. So there's quite a few different videos and stuff. In this week, there's 2 videos and a couple reading components. We're going to really learn about the basic functions of management this week. And what I've done is I've created, if you look at this this spot right here, this watch explainer video, is I've taken the content for the week, my lecture notes, and I put them into a different resource so that it makes it a little easier for you to watch. And so I use something called Notebook LM, and I use that to create these little videos. And I think you'll enjoy them. And there's places where we can pause and that you can learn a lot more as you move along. So there are 4 key functions of a manager. That is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Okay. And I want to ask you the question is, like, how do these functions, how do they show up in the real world? How do they show up in the workplace? For example, how does planning show up in the workplace? I'll give you a quick example. So planning might be where you're planning out sales forecast and then trying to manage your inventory. So that is part of planning. That's what a manager does. And so the video breaks down some of these things, but I want you to think about, in your own experience, perhaps, how does planning show up in the workplace? How does organizing show up in the workplace? What about controlling, which is managing people and their how well they're doing? And then think about what function do you think managers, especially new managers, what do you think they struggle with the most? Right? I think it's kind of juggling all of the things in life and that a manager brings you, and that really comes down to organizing. And so that's my opinion. I think everybody is a little different, but that is what I feel is a big thing that managers struggle with especially when they first get started. Um, okay, there's another point in the video. It talks about the roles of managers inside a company. Okay, and my question is, why is the manager's role considered a bridge between upper management and employees? Um, and one of the answers you could kind of come to on your own is that a manager acts as a bridge because they take the company's big picture goals, oftentimes set up by upper leadership, and translate them into everyday tasks that employees can actually carry out. And so that is how they act as a bridge between management, upper leadership, upper ownership, and your workforce. All right. Um, at the end, you'll see that the video asks you kind of like, what are you maybe struggling with, or what do you need to work on the most? What makes the manager's role feel overwhelming at times? Okay. Um, there's many different things, but there's so much task management. You're coaching employees, you're solving problems, you're attending meetings, you're trying to meet deadlines and answering to upper leadership. Um, Managers are expected to support their team while also delivering results, which can lead to pressure from multiple directions. So if you think about like all the struggles that a manager has, a good manager can handle all those things. But you don't have a lot of time. As the video says, you have about 9 minutes of time on each given task because you're getting pulled in so many different directions. So a manager that can handle the stress, that can organize, that can lead, sometimes they're really good at one of those functions, but not all those functions. And to be a really good manager, you have to be good at all those functions. Another thing that really helps with being a good manager is being able to prioritize what's important versus what is really urgent. Um, Sometimes, let's just say if you're a restaurant manager, your expectations are you're going to handle the scheduling, customer complaints, food safety, and inventory management. And throughout that day, you might get hit with a lot of things. But if you don't have food delivered for your menu that day, that would definitely be considered an urgent um, task that you have to deal with, maybe more so than scheduling. So you have to prioritize those urgent versus important, and get them done as quickly as you can. And if you can manage that and handle that, then you have potential to be a very good manager. So I like this little video, and those are just some of the things I want you to think about as you're going through the video. Okay. There's other things, all these required materials to read. You have to go through all those. And then you have a quiz and an assignment. Hop in here with a quiz real quick. That's worth 25 points. The assignment is worth, I believe that's 20 points. Yes, that's worth 20 points. And getting those along with the discussion board done for the week will get you off to a good start. So the discussion board is worth 10 points. So if you have any questions as you're going through all these different things, please let me know. Again, the best way to reach out to me is to send me an email. And I hope you have a great class this session. And I'm here to help you out. So don't wait until the last second to get things done. Please let me know if you're struggling at all, and we'll help you out the best we can. Thank you.